Good morning everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. We're just going to dive into CHILIZ first thing. You can see this is the 4 hourly time frame here, and we are anticipating this. We have made this pattern in the channel here. Okay, we're going to keep you updated constantly on the patterns that we lay down and the potential trades that we look at. We're going to keep you updated constantly, okay? And I'm just looking at this. You can see today we've picked up. We've formed that bottom there. Yesterday was looking quite bad, okay? And we're still not out of the woods yet, okay? Because you can see this level here, as we've said. You've got this low. You've got the low there, then the lower low there, and then you come up and you've made this other lower low. So effectively, what you're creating is, on the grand scheme of things, you're creating this inverse head and shoulders pattern just here. Okay, what is good though, you know, I did say yesterday in the video that we have found some kind of bottom here. I did say that this looks like a bottom to me, but when I made that video, which was around about there, it went up, it tested the EMA, the yellow line there, which is a 20 EMA in the 4 hourly time frame. Okay, it went up and it hit its head, and it's acting as a level of resistance, and it still is acting as a level of resistance, even though we have seen a bit of a pump this morning. You've got that, if you look down there, this is the volume, okay? You can see it's very, very small. You can see we've got that little bit of green volume there. What we need is a big pump of volume, very similar to this one that we've seen here, okay? Where you come down here and it saved your ass from bouncing and falling through support, because this was the support, okay? This is saying this is support, we're going to bounce here, and the bulls came in to save it from falling any lower. And then obviously we got rejected. But like I said to you, the pattern is at play until it's invalidated, okay? And I see so many posts of people saying, oh, CHILIZ going to zero. Well, if it does, it does, but at the moment it's not. It's not showing any signs of going to zero. What it's showing is showing signs of reaccumulation, okay? Because this is what happens. It's called distribution and accumulation. If you want to Google it, when things go sideways like this, it's very healthy, okay? Very healthy, and you need to see it. You do need to see it. You've got to be real. CHILIZ has gone up unbelievably a lot. It's appreciated. I mean, look at that. That's gone up a hell of a lot. But what you've got going for CHILIZ here is this rollover, this test of support, this bouncing off support, and yeah, going sideways. Bit boring, I know, but you know what? It's holding support really, really well. It's making higher lows, as I've stated. You know, look, higher lows, okay? Your bodies of your candles, look, if you move it up like that, the bodies of your candles are actually closing higher as well each time. Look, it's moving up, moving up, moving up. So you have to look at the grand scheme of things. Sometimes you've got to zoom out a little bit. But in the meanwhile, there are little trades that we can execute within this time frame, okay? And right now we are looking at potential inverse head and shoulders. And just looking at that there, I can see an inverse head and shoulders that were played out that I didn't even spot, okay? So basically, you've got this big inverse head and shoulders there that played out, that's hopefully playing out. That's the pattern that's in play, okay? So the pattern that's in play is always in play until invalidated. And at the moment, this is in play until invalidated. The only way it can be invalidated is if it loses this low, okay? Again, it falls down and takes out that low and forms a lower low. It is invalidated, and the only way it can lose this entire reaccumulation, redistribution phase before you sort of go sideways, you reaccumulate and you're testing them support levels before you go and take that march up to the previous high, which is up there, which is a whopping trade from here, by the way. You know, that's a whopping trade. If you was to go now to the previous all-time high, you're looking at a 89% trade, and that at the moment is the trade. That's the trade that's in play. There's no other reason to think that it's not in play than the fact that we could potentially lose support, and until we lose those levels of support, then the play is invalidated. And that, I can't emphasize that enough to people in this space, okay? They see it going down, they see it going sideways, and they don't really understand what it's doing, okay? It's just basically sideways trading. It's called reaccumulation, distribution, Wyckoff reaccumulation theory. This is really looking like a Wyckoff reaccumulation, and I don't want to delve too deep into that, but if you Google that, you can see what you do. You make a high, you come down, you consolidate, you form a base, you sort of go sideways for a bit. One token that did this very recently was 1 inch, okay, and it had an amazing breakout, and it broke up, and it tested its previous support, but then obviously it corrected. But 1 inch is looking really strong. I did make a video on that a while ago actually, because 1 inch did go up, hit a peak, come back down, looked really boring, and it started to do something like this. And within this range here, this reaccumulation, the distribution, Wyckoff reaccumulation phase, Wyckoff, it's called Wyckoff accumulation, okay? Google that. within that range that you can play these trades, and at the moment we are eyeballing, okay, this trade, this inverse head and shoulders. So this is at play until invalidated. The only way it's invalidated is if you lose this low, and if you lose that low, you're taking out the whole trade and you are looking for that larger correction, which is down there. Okay, so we will keep you updated in this channel on a daily basis of all the trades that we are targeting. So I just want to show this little trade to you that I've just spotted just here whilst I've been filming this, but we do look like we have completed an inverse head and shoulders there already, which I didn't even see. So potentially this is a kind of small inverse head and shoulders. I'll show you what I mean. We'll have a look at this, okay, and see if this did play out. So these are the things you can target. They don't always look pretty, okay, but what you do, you can see that just here, okay, in this range here, yeah, it's just, where is it? That's it, that's perfect. So you broke down just here, okay. We'll take this out so I can explain to you. No, I can leave that because that's part of the inverse head and shoulders. So just here, you had this breakdown, you had this left shoulder just there, okay. You came down, you made this head, okay, and then you made this small little right shoulder. You see this, where you come back down and you made this small little right shoulder. But what you did, you broke the support line, i.e. the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, and when you broke it, you pumped, okay, and you hit that level there. So this is the resistance of the inverse head and shoulders, and once you broke it, you can see you just smash through it, okay. So you can make that target there. So it would be something like just there to the high, so where the candle closed like that, and you can see when you broke out, look, you went up. So you broke out on that line there and you went up, and look where you topped out, okay. So that would have been the perfect trade in itself if we were targeting that, but unfortunately I didn't see that, and I do apologize. But moving forward, these are little trades that you can play. So effectively, you know, you could have long that, took profit, and it come back down, and then you could see you was forming this new head and shoulders pattern, which is a reversal pattern, and we played that short to a T, which went down there, closed it, and now you're looking at a new trade, which is this big inverse head and shoulders, again another one that's starting to form, okay, just here. So you've got the left shoulder, the head, you come back down, you've broke through, you come back, and you're now forming what looks to be another right shoulder. And this is an even bigger move, okay, because what happens is that the support line, the neckline, has moved up, it's creeped up. So there's our target. So what you do need to keep an eye on, we have had a pump this morning, okay, it looked a bit of a fake out, to be fair. We've not really got that much volume, a little small body of volume there. We do need to see volume step in to save this and make this move valid, okay. So what you need to do, bring up the 4-hour chart, you need to see this candle close above this yellow line, okay, which is the 20 EMA, because if not, it's just going to keep pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down, and then potentially you're going to start forming lower lows until you do actually break support, and then you do push down. So there's still life in CHILIZ yet. Do you know what I mean? You just need to keep an eye on it, keep an eye on the charts, okay. We do need to see a close above this yellow line to start marching through, okay, towards this level of resistance just there, back test it as support, and you'll see that head and shoulders, that inverse head and shoulders pattern that we're targeting here, play out. So at the moment that play is still valid, which makes the entire move of the retracement up to the previous high valid. And that's basically it, okay. I hope that I've helped you there. But again, potentially, you know, always I've had messages where people have opened a leverage long down here, and they want advice. You know, I don't give financial advice, and I do always tell people, do trade with caution, and always trade the confirmation of a trade as well. Okay, it's in play, but you do need that confirmation of it being in play, because again, it can still be invalidated. Okay, so effectively, one way you could look at it like this: so you start to go up, okay, you're looking really good, you get rejected there, you have another test, you get rejected, and you start coming down. Well, then you know that long there is invalidated, and this whole move starts getting validated. What you do need to look for is this push up, where you push up, okay, break through these EMAs. That will start to look really good. If you start to break through these EMAs, that yellow line, and backtest it as support, and start to march on and get through the red line, yeah, which is the 55 EMA and the 4-hourly time frame, it's looking golden, and this trade is looking really good. And then you're building up confidence in the trade, and then it goes through, backtest this neckline, yeah, as support, because it was acting as resistance, backtest it as support. You know that this trade is golden, and you're looking at a whopping 16% leveraged trade for CHILIZ, and that's how you do it, okay. So always trade with caution. Always trade on confirmation as well, okay? But entirely, it's up to you. It's not financial advice. You do whatever you want. Set stop losses at all times, and that's it. So that's the update on CHILIZ today. I will keep you updated. Hopefully, you know, we can get some kind of confirmation here, some kind of more bias towards this trade playing out, because if that starts to do that as well, yeah, then you're looking at like a really good scenario here where the whole trade is starting to play out more bias towards the whole trade, you know, the retracement coming back. So at the minute, what I'll do quickly, I am rambling on a bit, but what I'll do, I'm just going to drop the fib on here, because we did take the fibs off, okay? So I'm just going to drop the fib on here. I want to see how we're acting on the fibs. We might be caught between a rock and a hard place on the fibs. We might be hitting ourselves, hitting our head on a 0.236. So you go from the top, when you drop your fib, okay, you go from the top. So Fibonacci retracement, it's in here, and it's the third column down on the left, okay, and then it's fib retracement. And what you do, you just, whoops, get that off. What you do, you just drop it. I have it on my toolbar down there. So you drop it on the top and you drag it down to the bottom, and we know that that was the bottom there. That's the bottom that we're targeting. Yeah, and what you can see is we're caught between the bottom and the 0.236. It's acting as a really, really strong level of resistance. Now that is going to be a level of resistance. You can see since we broke down, you know, we did try to come back up, but look where we are finding a really, really strong level of resistance. So this is a massive accumulation phase, okay, that we do find ourselves in. So just based off that data there, you could say that you are looking at something like this, where we're just going to creep along until we do break that, okay, and get through. But once we do get through, that's like the first step of a full recovery. Look, because you got this step, that step, that step, that step, that step, that step, you know, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to get through until you do make that retracement to that all-time high. And like I said to you, these levels are really difficult to get through, especially the 0.5. You may come up against a lot of resistance there as we do retrace. But the thing is, in this move, I do suspect that once CHILIZ breaks this the 0.236, sorry, the 0.236. Once it breaks that level of resistance, I can see a level of FOMO kicking in for CHILIZ and it just taking off. But that's further down the line. So at the moment, you're just caught between the 0.236 and the base at the moment. So it's a level of consolidation. We do need to see ourselves more trying to get through these EMAs. Okay, so that's CHILIZ. Hope you enjoyed that update, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Do take care. Bye bye.